this is an honest question. I'm going to have to ask a historian of Kalamazoo. I'm going to have to get involved with the History Society. I'm 99.9999999% sure, but I just got real nauseous feeling. I mean, I'm hungry. You know, I'll give you that, but it's only like 11:15 right now. Lunch really isn't for another 15 minutes, but I'm headed to Trevor's house. Anyway, what I was saying though, this. Okay, so this rock wall and everything. I want to know what fort was here. I feel like there was some sort of fort here. I feel like there was a battle with the natives here. I don't know if this is accurate, but I'm going to have to do some work. I feel like this is a great vantage point looking out over the river. And it was definitely used strategically. But I feel like there might be a bunch of bodies buried underneath this area. If we look, I have a feeling there's a bunch of natives here. I have a feeling if we really start looking in this land, which we're going to start, when we start looking, because it's going to happen very, very soon, we're going to start finding huge mass burials all over this country. Huge mass burials. I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of individuals were genocided and homicided in the United States. Just via the Native Americans. I mean, I'm not even talking anything religious here. I'm strictly speaking just the native population of the United States that we have so eloquently glorified and made beautiful the absolute, utter evilness that is modern society. I don't really know how else to put it. I really haven't found too much that comes out of what is deemed modern society that is not what you would classify as evil. I mean, you talk about something synthetic like a plastic. I mean, literally it is poisoning everybody and everything. Literally. Like, because of our greed and need for consumable things, which I'm guilty of. Everyone, I mean, we're all guilty of it. But because of our need and desire for all of these consumable things, I mean, things are really just being decimated. And it's because literally when I say they, I speak of government officials, church leaders, heads of state, and it may even be outside of that. I'm saying that over the years, they have brainwashed, per se, or they've programmed us to believe a certain set of rules and regulations and laws. And they're man's laws, right? They're not God's laws. They're not universal truths. They're not anything that has to do with the universe. They are things that man and woman, mostly men, have deemed morally right or wrong. Now, in that category, they have put that death via another man's hand is okay. That under certain circumstances, it's okay to take a life. Now, in my mind, the prime example that I can think of why that's not the truth is Jesus. Like, I think that should have been his real message, is like, it's not okay to even kill one man. Like, I think that's really what his message should be. It shouldn't be an idolation of a dead ghost. It should be a revelation and a revitalization of realizing that that is the only man that should ever die by another man's hand. Ever. And it should have It should have stopped 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago should have been the last time a man died by another man's hand. But unfortunately, the church leaders and the elders in that wiped out all of the archaic, occult, or whatever knowledge you would like to call it. They stripped all that and they put a ghost in its place. And then they put graves in the ground and they said, worship the graves and remember your dead. And that started this cycle of remembrance, of death. But we are immortal. We are divinity. We are God. And the last one of us who should have died by another man's hand was Jesus Christ. That is the true meaning of the gospel. That is what the gospel really states. If you really read and listen and feel his message, that is his real message. So when we pay our soldiers, and mind you, I am so thankful that they did what they were told. But it's time for doing what you're told to be exchanged for listening intently and doing what is morally and universally right. I mean, it's just time to really have compassion. It's time to stop taking lives in any sort of manner. Because lives are not somebody else's to take. A life is one's own thing. All right. I'm almost to Trevor's house. These are going to be beautiful.